are in uproar, kingdoms fall. He lifts his voice and the earth melts. And then the chorus again, the Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress or our refuge. So the text is saying that nothing will be so bad that God will cut off all the resources that you need for survival. I want you to notice that. In verse 4, he says, there is a river. A river symbolizes water. Water symbolizes the basic element of human survival. Water, you can do without light. I'm going somewhere this morning. And if you're here and you have thrown up any line on Mr. JPS system, take it on. You can do without light. Because generations of God's people, even in the Old Testament, did not see electric light. And they survived. But God promises that the basic resource, even though the waters roar and the mountains quake, he says that there is a river. There is a resource that will keep flowing, and the streams are speaking of moments where there is tranquility, there is a steady flow. A flow where I'm understanding that sheep does not like boisterous waters when they're drinking from a river. They like to go to places where the water is still. And so the shepherd would lead the sheep beside still waters so that the soul can be restored. And so I'm hearing in this that God says, even when everything else around you is crumbling, he will always cause you to have enough. You may not have for tomorrow, but you will have enough for today. Oh, come on, brothers and sisters. God says, I'm going to make provisions for you so that every waking moment you're dependent on me for your survival. Amen. Because I'm with you. I'm with you. You will know that it is because I have opened a door of opportunity so that you can get this resource for the times in which you live right now. Come on, somebody begin to thank God for the little that you have. It may not seem much, but I thank God. Others may not have as much as I have, even though when I have it little, but I thank God. Because the last time I looked at the scripture, a little boy had his little lunch. And God used that little lunch to feed 5,000 men besides women and children. Come on, brothers and sisters. It doesn't matter how little what you have is, but in the hand of God. So I hear the spirit of somebody's prayer that they're asking God to provide for tomorrow and fail to give thanks for what God has provided now. God is saying, I'm building faith in individuals who depend on me for the next breath. Oh, you don't know if the next breath, you don't know the atmosphere you're inhaling, some of the places that you go, but you're saying, God, I'm trusting you for the next fresh breath of air. I'm believing you that the next breath I take in will be corona free. I'm trusting you that the next meal that I eat, that it will not be contaminated with anything that will cause me to become sick. I'm thanking you, God, on a minute by minute, hour by hour basis for what you've already provided for me. And so the stanza continues that the Lord Almighty is with us. You may not can see him. You may not even feel him. You may not even smell his usual aroma. But at this I want you to know that it is not because of what you smell or what you can see or what you can feel. It's about what you know. He said, I'll never leave you. And so if you know that, even when you can't trace his presence, you have to just know. It has to be something that you know that doesn't have to have empirical evidence that it is so. Oh, come on, brothers and sisters, that you don't have to see it to believe it. Yes. You just have to believe it in order to see it. Yes. because the faith that God is producing inside you and I is a faith that will build a bridge to a place that you have never been. Hallelujah. Oh, Selah. Hallelujah. Selah. Think about it for a moment. Your faith is about to build a bridge for you to a place that you have never been. That's why it's faith. That your faith will find a way. Oh, that's a word for somebody in this house. The faith in God that you're building today will find a way. You want an example? There are 4 men who wanted to get close to Jesus, just to carry not for themselves but a friend to see Jesus. But so much crowd and Pharisees and Sadducees were blocking the entrance that they couldn't get in. And these guys says, we have to do something, because the healing of our friend is inside there. And all we need to do is to get this guy into the presence of Jesus for him to do something. So guess what they did? They broke off the roof. I don't know if they were carpenters. I don't know if they were roof contractors. But perhaps they thought within themselves, we'll fix it back after we have broken it up. But we need something to happen to our friend that needs to get to where Jesus is. I want to prophesy to somebody this morning in this house that your faith will find a way. I said your faith in God will find a way to make contact with him. You will do impossible things when your faith gets desperate enough to even break up a roof to get to where Jesus is so that you can get results. And so I don't put anything past a believer. Somebody who is a believer, if you get stirred up enough, I don't have to light fire at your rear. I don't have to prompt you and try to crank you to do what God has already told you to do. Is when your faith, when you get desperate enough, you will find a way. Just because you're a believer and your faith in God will make ways that wasn't there. And so, brothers and sisters, as we close, the last stanza of the song, or the last chorus of the song, repeats itself after it went through the second stanza. It says, verse 8, "Come and see the works of the Lord, and the desolation he has wrought on the earth. He maketh wars to cease to the end of the earth. He breaketh the bow and shattereth the spear. He burned the shields with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the heathen nations, and I'll be extolled in the earth." There are people who are waiting for your testimony. There are people who, even during this corona, are waiting to see how you respond to this dilemma, and they are looking to you for directions. That regardless of some of the things that has happened and is happening to even our own brethren in other parts of the world and in other parts of the country, that things that just to remind us that God is still in charge. Just remind your neighbor, God is still in charge. God is still in charge. He made wars to cease. People who are fighting for years, you would just cause them to just cease the war. He knows how to take out the fire out of those who are doing reprisal killings. Because this side killed that side, and that side, because of what the killing that goes on, killed that side, and it keeps going. But our God can speak a word and shut down all of that. He makes wars to cease right to the ends of the earth. And he breaks the spear and he burns the shields. God can do things that you can't do for yourself. One time the Israelites were fighting a battle and they were outnumbered. And God gave a signal to his general that was on the ground. He says, whenever you see the rustling of the leaves on the mulberry tree, know that I have sent my armies to defend you. And God threw down some hailstones. Oh, you know God can fight dirty. You know that? God can fight dirty. He threw down some stones on the enemies. That when the hailstones hit them, the Israelites have to now rejoice that the eternal God that they have been serving through the generations is indeed their refuge and their strength. And so, brothers and sisters, whatever your fears are, fear not. For God will bring you through whatever you're going through safely. Your families might have turned against you, and they're putting together, they're concocting a Molotov cocktail bomb for you. They are trying to scheme up things to throw at you, to deface you. But when you know that the God that you serve is still your refuge, you know that he will cover your head in the day of battle. God will protect you. Come on. Stop the fighting for yourself. Trust God to take you through it. Some things you will not have to fight in this battle, said the Lord. For the battle is not yours, said the Lord, but the battle is mine. When will you allow God to fight for yourself? You know when you allow God to fight for yourself? When you stop quarreling with those who want to quarrel with you. They want you to raise your voice higher than theirs so that the neighbors will know your business. That's what the enemy wants. The enemy wants to have a back and forth so that more people will have something to say about you and a piece of your business. But when you shut it down, it takes two to make a quarrel. They must cool. They must cease. When you start walking them out, they will know that nothing that they do, they box you on one cheek. You say, here is the next. And if you want to do it again, here is the next. Until you have somehow lose energy and say, I'm going to walk away. Because there's nothing that they're doing can cause you to react the way they want you to react. Bow in prayer, brothers and sisters. I don't know what fight you're going through right now. It may be a people fight. It may be a circumstance fight. It may be a fight on the job. It may be a fight in your community. But whatsoever the fight is, do not be afraid, for God is with you, and He will bring you through it. The only responsibility you have in this is to guard how you respond. Because how you respond is not the other person's responsibility. They train the soldiers to not to pick a fight. That they must resort to lethal force as the last resort. So they teach them, don't pick a fight. You will have the ability to defend yourself, but the enemy can say all he wants. As long as he does not put a hand on you or a foot to you. That's the moment when your training should kick in. When he starts creating bodily harm to you. And so, brothers and sisters, the enemy can say all he wants, throw up dust all he wants, but keep your cool, because God is with you even in this situation. Father, as your people bow in prayer, recognizing that as the Israelites in the Old Testament went through their testing, their experiment, their experiences, they concluded that you are indeed constant in every situation, that the eternal God is our refuge and our strength. And we thank you for their testimony, that even in this side where we now have a new covenant, that because it is the same God with a new covenant, we can trust your faithfulness. That as you have come through on their behalf then, Even in the new covenant, you're still true to your word. That even in the midst of this corona and this other, and it is predicted that other things are coming. Even to the point where the earth may be removed from under us and we find ourselves falling. Even when the seas roar and cause tsunamis and volcanic eruptions, that God is still our refuge and our fortress, and that you are a mighty fortress, and you will protect us even if you choose not to. Or even in the grave, even in the grave, you have been Lord.